I will die on that hill.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
You have failed this.
Love this show.
The sickest night ever.
Is this? What are we doing? No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunnar, also known as Chico Noise, 3-time podcast host, solo podcast host tonight. And once again, I've said it in past episodes, I'm just happy you're all here listening, having a good time, checking out the pod. And if Colton was here, I had a note that said, Colton, I'm having fun doing this with you, but he is out sick tonight. Kind of got a random text out of nowhere. So we had a plan for a special guest tonight, which is Sydney Shafer, who is one of my best friends, one of my wife's best friends, our most avid YouTube viewer. She only watches the pod on YouTube. She's a doodle mom and very, very down to earth and just an awesome person.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So there is a reason Sydney's on the pod tonight, and you guys all heard it in the last episode. We are going to be talking about our Disney trip that we took a few weeks ago. And Sydney was telling me before that Disney depression is set in.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me yet. I'm happy. I got my Captain America ears on. Sydney's got her sparkly ears on. So wait, that's not a set you got this time around, is it?
No, it's when we went last year. So Lucas and I went last year for our honeymoon, and I got these last year along with like a wedding pair that's like unrealistic to wear because it has a huge veil on it. But
Yeah.
that one's still hanging up. But I got 2 this time, I think. I got one that matches with Sarah, and then
the light up ones, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Too many ears. It was like everywhere we went, and it took me forever to find this stupid pair of ears.
Mhm.
And like
I know.
I couldn't pick one. I'm like, I don't know. I'm never gonna wear them.
I really wanted the WandaVision ones.
Yeah,
those are so cool, but they're sold out. They sold out within the first day they released them.
well,
I was thinking you were probably gonna get those.
If they would have had them, I probably would have. They had some really cool Ms. Marvel ones,
Mhm.
and there was another one I thought was cool too. But it was Mighty Thor, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I didn't really want either one of those. So Captain
Yeah.
America was, and they're cool. They look good hanging on
I
my
love
wall.
your choice.
Yeah,
they do.
it works.
So
It works. So how's it going, Sid? I don't think I've actually talked to you a whole lot since Disney. Maybe like occasional text back and forth, but
yeah, it's going good. Getting back into the flow of work is hard. I feel like after vacation, like you open up and your inbox is like
no,
overrun. But been good. Just busy. I feel like I feel like from now until September we don't have a free weekend. So but yeah, Disney depression's real, set in for me. I also had like another girl who I went to grad school with who started her Disney trip the day we left, and so I was seeing
geez.
all of her Snapchat stories and everything when we were home, and I was like, oh, this is depressing. But yeah, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I was just thinking, like, she probably had the opposite end of that. Like, she saw all your Snapchats and she got excited. You
Mhm.
saw hers and you got depressed. Like, come on.
She would Snapchat me videos of like, so at the fireworks show for the one in Epcot, Harmonious, the first night that they were there, she was like, is this a good spot? And she did exactly what you had recommended at the castle, where you stand in front of, like, so nobody can stand in front of you. And people, it was like one of those flower beds that like they all have all over Epcot.
Yeah.
And people started climbing into the flower beds in front of them. So they had like no view whatsoever. So they were able to park hop, fortunately, and get another spot. But she was like sending me Snapchats like, is this a good place to watch this? Like, we've never done these either. So like seeing her Snapchats, I was just like, this is sad.
I thought it was a great idea to sit right in front of the fence. And I still feel bad for that guy from Nova Scotia that was next to us that had to take his son to the bathroom and he didn't get to watch it. What would he say? They were there for 14 days and they go there every year.
Watch it like 3 other times.
Yeah. He probably didn't really care, but it's all good.
I do feel bad though. Like there's like a video I have that I sent to my family of the crowd that was
Yeah.
behind us. There was absolutely no way that they were going to make it back
No,
to
I
their
don't
family
even know
once
that
they
they could
left.
have found the spot that they were sitting. Like it was
No.
a lot of
Yeah.
people.
So
Like I thought the parades were a lot of people. The fireworks
Mhm.
were like way more people.
yeah,
It was nuts.
way more.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm doing good, Sid. I'm good.
Good.
Not a whole lot. I mowed today. I called Lucas. He was mowing. I just got done
Mhm.
mowing. Sarah and I have been trying to do yard work, cleaning up outside quite a bit. So
Yeah.
we remulched the entire house, which it looks really good. So
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
We need to do that. It's
it
just
needed
like
done.
the time
Yeah.
and the investment that it takes.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad her back is doing so much better so that she can do this.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like she's literally like crawling around all over the ground. I'm like, where was this 6 months ago when I was doing all this other stuff?
Right. Or like, should I be worried? Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna go back into right?
Yeah.
Right. So
The worrying phase is over. Like she just is like ready to just like kick it into gear and go. She doesn't care. She's like, I'll mow the yard. You want me to mow the yard? And then I get home at
I
what
love that.
3:30, and I'm like, I'll just mow the yard. She doesn't have to do it. But
Yeah.
she would do it, which
That's
is
because
nice.
you're a good husband. Yeah.
Who me?
So.
No, but everything else is good. Everything else is
Good.
great. It's the end of wedding season, as you know, and
Mm-hmm.
wedding videos are in full swing. So I got a wedding next weekend, and then I think I have one more this year, and then another one right at the beginning of the year next year, and then other people's weddings on top of that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
October.
We've got one in September.
Yeah. And one in
I just
October.
got your sister's. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just got your sister's wedding invitation today. It looks great.
Yeah, it does look
So
good.
hopefully she's listening to this. I'm so excited. So
She doesn't listen to the call, guys. I even asked her to.
that's sad.
So Montana,
That's sad.
when I tell you to listen to the call, guys, this week, I'm talking about you in it. So you better listen to the call, guys. Okay.
Maybe she'll listen because I'm on it. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I'll tell her. I'll say Sid's on there. We're talking about Disney. You better watch. Now, for those of you who are listening to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, this is going to be a little different. So if you do watch on YouTube and you're one of our YouTube watchers like Sid, I edited a 48-minute long video of our trip. I filmed with my phone and gimbal the entire time we were there, and I got this video ready. And we're probably not gonna like watch every second of it. Honestly,
Mhm.
we'll probably like scrub through some of it. But we're just gonna talk about some things and talk about our trip and talk about some of the things we did. And before we do that, there's two things. The one thing we always do on the call, guys, which you're gonna have to answer a question of the podcast. And then
was
I
hoping
want
so.
you to kind of explain Genie Plus, fast lanes, and all that too. So let's start with the question of the pod. And then we'll get into that.
Okay.
And then I'll share my screen. We can get to the video and talk about our vacation.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Vacation.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, Sydney, since you have just recently finished watching all of the Marvel movies, you and Lucas, I think, did you watch them all, or did you get to? No, you did watch them all.
Yes. Was the last one was Love and Thunder, right?
Yep. Which we saw in theaters.
Yeah. And then we watched Doctor Strange too. The new Doctor Strange. So
Yes.
those were the last two new ones, right? Yeah.
Yep. So since you have now watched all of them and you know all about Thanos and the Infinity Stones, our longtime
Mhm.
listener Snake Plissken has sent us another question. And that question is, if you could possess and use one Infinity Stone, which one would you choose? So I can go over which ones there are. The Power Stone, the
go over 'em
space.
again.
Yep, power, space, mind, time, soul, reality. Or you can have a gauntlet and get all 6 of them if you want. But
Could have at Disney, no. Could
Yeah.
have had Iron Man's.
Iron Man's.
I don't know. I don't want the Soul Stone because that whole thing, like trading a
Yeah.
life
Yep.
for life, I just don't even think I could do that. So like that's off the table. But Oh, I don't know. I think reality would be kind of cool.
Being able just to change anything
don't-
at a whim.
Yeah, like I think that would be kind of neat. But I don't. What's your answer? You've probably
Um,
thought about this longer than I have.
Well, mine's
I want to know what
pretty
yours is.
mine's pretty obvious for any Call Guys listener out there. It'd be the time stone.
Yeah,
Being able to
change time.
control or go back and do all that. That would be cool. It'd be a time machine and the whole.
Yeah.
But you'd have to have some way to harness it, like like Doctor Strange has his Eye of Agamotto, and then there's
Mhm.
the gauntlet. So you'd have to have a way to do that. But time stone.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would say mine would be between reality and time. I think those would be cool. But soul is totally off the table. That's just too intense for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea of the reality changing, like, and just being able to change where you're at. But yeah, you guys made me Marvel fans.
Good. That's
You
what
talked
we're
about
here to
it.
do.
Well, you talked about it so much. I felt like I had to watch all the movies to know exactly what you guys were talking about.
Hey, the best part is you listen through it. You didn't know the movies, like you didn't watch Doctor Strange before, but you still listen to the episode and
Mhm.
you listen to the whole episode. So
Mhm.
kudos to you, because most people would be like, "Oh, I don't want it spoiled, so let's not listen."
I'm a diehard fan, Gunner. Ever since you said you're going to be starting a podcast,
Thanks,
here I
Sid.
am.
Thanks.
I'm a
You're gonna make me
subscriber.
blush.
Like and
You're gonna
subscribe.
you're gonna make my ears turn red. Like and subscribe. Click that bell on YouTube. Get notifications for when a new video goes up. So yeah, okay. I figured we'd ask you a Marvel question, and like
That's a good
90%
question.
of like everything in this room, there's some Marvel everywhere. I got a little Spider-Man right here.
Oh, nice. And your Captain America ears.
Captain America ears. I got Miss Minutes, which cameras are hard, so right there. So I mean,
I will say that's my least favorite show.
Loki.
The Loki. It's just way over my head, I felt like, most of the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I understand where that's from. So
yeah, that's a good thing. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for watching all of that. Yeah.
I was proud of myself for getting through Loki.
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised Lucas actually rewatched all of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't think he would, but
he's not a movie guy. Like, he doesn't love, like, sometimes I just want to sit down and watch a movie, and like he would rather watch a TV show. And I loved having the time to like sit down and watch all those movies, and he rewatched all of them. There were a couple he was like, I don't like this one, and I'm just gonna watch it to get through it. But other than that, he was a trooper through all of it for me. So
did you have a favorite?
What's the one with Hulk and Thor? That one's pretty good.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Yeah. I liked that one. That one I was not expecting that at all when it first happened.
Yeah.
But I think I'll always, like, as a kid, I had watched Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So like I always feel like Iron Man will always be my favorite, just because I feel like I kind of grew up with him. And I had seen all of those. So but
that's one of the first times I've ever seen my dad actually cry during a movie. Is Endgame, when Tony dies.
I cried this time, and I knew what happened because I think me and Sarah and Lucas all went to go see Endgame in college. And I understood pieces of it. I think we did. Or maybe it was your second time.
It was probably my second time. I probably saw it with my dad before that.
But because I know you go watch the movies a couple times, but I remember watching it with you guys and whispering to Lucas, like, what's going on? But then Iron Man died, and I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's a sad moment, and for everything. I mean, he was pretty much the start of that whole thing, and he wasn't exactly the start of the whole thing, but he was a main character for a long time.
For sure.
But I did hear that it's possible that Robert Downey Jr. will come back in Ironheart, but it'll probably be like a flashback.
Oh, really?
So that would be cool, just to see him come back.
His whole life, like, I can't even imagine his life that he has, like, outside of cinema. Like, he will forever be known as Iron Man. Like, that's insane to me.
If you've never heard of like his life before, you should
read up. On drugs or
He got in trouble a lot when he was younger.
Did he?
So you should read some articles on it. It's pretty crazy how he turned it around. But
I would be interested to read that. Yeah.
all right, Sid. So
Okay.
let's get into some Disney stuff.
Okay.
The first thing is what was it? Was it Tucson? I think my dad was, or yeah, it was Tucson because Alicia did an episode on the ghosts of Disney.
Oh.
And my dad had mentioned at one point, and Alicia had also talked about the magic bands. And she's like, you have to have this band to do all this stuff. And, we had talked about it for months before. Like, hey, we got to make sure we got to get our magic band so we can do all this stuff. So can you explain magic bands, Genie Plus, fast track, fast lanes, whatever you want to call them? Just kind of explain how a little bit of that works. And just in case there is a listener out there that is going to Disney soon, maybe they'll pick up something from a little bit of explanation, because I'm going to call you our in-house Disney expert.
I'm honored. I'm honored. I would not want any other tile.
Yeah, because what happened, which was just crazy, is Sydney just had it all figured out. I didn't have to do anything. I just swiped my card and did stuff.
Yeah.
Put your magic band up there. You just walk in, you're good.
Yeah.
If Sydney's got it going, we got it going. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll explain that. But I will say, it made, we all know each other's personalities so well. So that just made it so easy to do Disney and do everything, because you guys were just like, okay, just do whatever and get us on the ride. So, everything with Disney is on the app, the My Disney Experience app that you can download to your phone. And everything that you do at Disney is through that app. It's absolutely incredible, the system that they have in place for it. So, for example, you book your trip. We booked it in January, I think, for our August.
It was beginning of the year.
Yeah. So we booked in January, and it automatically pulls up, and then you start making park reservations. You have to have a park reservation now. And you do that all through your app. So we made it so that the first day we landed, we went to Epcot. So we had reservations for 4 people at Epcot. So you can link everybody's profiles to that account, so that you guys have you can Gunnar and Sarah could see what our plans were and vice versa.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. And then 60 days before your trip at 6 a.m., you can book dining reservations or any special extras that you want to do. So I know Sarah and I I woke up, I gave her a list of a couple that weren't super high priority, because I knew I had done it before. So there was a couple big dining things that we did that went super quick that I was able to get, and then Sarah got the others, and then Lucas did the Star Wars stuff, so which I'm sure we'll get into. But
I didn't do anything.
Yeah. I was don't worry about it, we got it. Sarah really wanted to do some of it, so I was okay, girl, you got it. And she navigated the app really well. It's really easy to learn. So 60 days out, you book your dining, and then on your Disney app, your itinerary will show what day you go to what park and what dining reservation you have. So it's all laid out for you. So as for the magic bands, the fast passes and lightning lanes and all that. So this is something new that Disney's installed, and I think it's to get more money.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Original
Colton
Disney
calls
goers,
it a cash grab.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely is. But I'm a sucker for it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So original Disney goers will remember the fast pass that was the paper. So you go up to the rides, hit the paper, and it would give you a time to return to the ride to get on. And then it went to before COVID, it was you got to pick 3 rides, your 3 top rides, and do it all on your app and reserve it. And those were the 3 rides that you got on in the fast lane.
Yeah.
So then COVID happened, fast passes and everything went away. So last year when I went, we didn't have any fast passes or anything. And now they have Genie Plus and Lightning Lane. So Lightning Lane is each top ride at each park you have to pay per person at 7 a.m. The day you're at that park, you have availability on that app to buy a ride for each person in your party to be able to walk onto that ride.
At a certain time slot.
At a certain time slot, and you get to pick that time slot, which is nice. So for example, what was the first one we did? I think it was Magic Kingdom, right?
No, it was Guardians. Okay.
So that's different.
Oh, that was Genie. Yeah, sorry. There's oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know there's so much. So I don't want to be confusing. So like Magic Kingdom, 7 a.m. the day we went to Magic Kingdom, we bought our spots on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
It was a mine train. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then we just were able to walk on. So that's Lightning Lane. Genie Plus is you can book at 7 a.m. to any ride that's not the top ride, the one that you don't have to pay for. And every 2 hours, or if you get into the queue for that line, you can book another one. So what a lot of people do is they book a ride early in the morning, and then they get in line for that ride, and then they can roll their app out, book another one, and keep going.
Tumble.
Guardians though, so like Disney goers, Guardians is a virtual queue, which is different than both of those.
That's right.
Yeah. So the virtual queue is at resort guests at 7 a.m. They can get into the virtual queue for the day you have that park reservation. Or people who aren't resort guests have a chance, if you're in the park where the ride is, at 1 o'clock to get in. And that's what we did that first day we were there, because we were in the air at 7 a.m. going. So what the Magic Bands do, sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot about this.
No, this is exactly what I wanted. So you're good.
The Magic Bands are absolutely amazing. Don't know how they do it. I know there's like a code or something in them, but it's literally your everything. So it links up to your app. It looks like an Apple Watch. Come in. Oh, sorry. I thought Lucas is at the door.
The dogs are knocking.
Yeah. It looks exactly like an Apple Watch. The new ones are super cool. We got Gunnar and Sarah squared away with the new ones, and Lucas and I bought new ones too. So they are your room key, your wallet, like your credit card, like anything you buy, you can buy with a Magic Band. Anytime you get into the Fast Pass, it's linked up with your app. So like you have to scan in so that they know you're not cheating to get into a fast lane. So, and then like you hold it up to the little Mickey Mouse icon, and
I got some green in the video.
Yeah. So you scan it for everything. And what else does it do? Oh, the photo pass. They have a photo pass at Disney where you can walk up. They have photo people everywhere at all the big spots. And so like you can go up to a photo person, have them scan your Magic Band, and it goes to your app. All the photos go to your app. So it's incredible, the kind of tech they have. The new Magic Bands are cool though. They light up with the fireworks shows. Yeah. So those are really cool.
I should have taken mine down so I could have it to put in the camera so everybody can see.
Ours are up there on the
and
shelf.
Ours are hanging out too, but
yeah. So they're not too much more expensive than the original. So that was the other thing people got kind of upset about. Magic Bands used to be free. Yeah. Like when you bought a hotel stay, and now they're like $45.
Yeah. Yeah.
For one.
Be prepared. Be prepared when you go to Disney. You're going to go get your Magic Bands because you're going to want them. Trust me. I don't think I could have done the trip without it, to be honest. Right. You know, I mean, you could get the card. They gave us a card the first day, but I'm just saying, you got to get a Magic Band. It's $100 for 2 of them, and it's totally worth it. Just do it. It's on your wrist. You walk up, you pay for stuff, you do everything. And yeah, it's just magical.
Honestly, you could walk around the park without your wallet.
Yeah.
Like, and your phone if you wanted to, because and I think too, the thing that's incredible is like we landed at Disney just has their stuff together. Like we landed and got to the resort at what, like 9?
Yeah. You want me to start the video?
Yeah, let's start the video. Yeah, let's start the video.
Okay, let me share it and we'll get it going, because that's right where we're gonna start. So
okay. But the whole check-in process is mind-boggling to me that they can do that all on the app too.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited to see this.
Yeah, it should be good. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hopefully it translates in the recording pretty well. It's been a while since I've done one like this. So I figured it said we'll just go through it, and if you want me to stop, we're just gonna talk all the way through this.
Okay.
And then if we're gonna stop, or we can skip through. I got some longer ones in here, like the fireworks and stuff too. So
I'm excited. This is cute. I like
yeah.
this idea. Yeah.
Okay. So here we go.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize you got put video of this.
I tried to get video of everything. It didn't really work. So like you were saying about check-in, especially there at the resort, we got there off of our plane, got an Uber and got to there, and they actually held our bags for us, which was super nice. Didn't have to worry about it. And then they delivered it to our room when we got back.
Right?
So
that's so nice.
You want to talk about transportation a little bit? Because that was one of the big things just in general, because
like the Skyliner and stuff.
Yeah.
So did you pause it, or is it lagging on my end?
I paused it.
Okay. I thought, okay. So yeah, we stayed at the Caribbean Beach Resort because of the Skyliner access. The Skyliner will take you, like the Caribbean Beach is like kind of like the main hub for the Skyliner. So it takes you to two parks. It takes you to Epcot, and then it takes you to Hollywood Studios, and it's like a gondola that you ride in. And then every other park that you go to, or like Disney Springs or something like that, you have a bus that will take you, and they're never that long, and you never have to pay for any of it, which is super nice. You might have to wait in line, but what's another line? You know what I mean? When you're at Disney.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we waited more than 20 minutes for a bus. So let's see. So Epcot obviously was our first day. There's the ball and all that good stuff. To me, I think Epcot was my favorite park.
Was it?
Yeah. I kind of toss it up between Epcot and Hollywood because of, well, obviously Star Wars, but and then like there's just so much to do there, I feel like, compared to some of the other parks too, and just walking through and seeing all those different everything. I mean, all the different countries and all that, and all the rides. We did Ratatouille, which is up now with Gusteau's.
Ratatouille was cool. I thought that I was really excited to get it because it used to be a virtual queue like Guardians was, but I don't see the hype behind it. I mean, it was cool, but
Here's your piece.
but I don't see like how it was a virtual queue for that long but it is a cool ride. Epcot is really cool. It was Walt Disney's Future of Tomorrow, is that what he used to call it?
Yeah.
And so there's some really cool, like I think Test Track was the first ride we got on. And that one was cool.
Yeah, I have a list. So when we got to Epcot, I don't remember if we went immediately to a ride. Did we might have.
I think we immediately went and got your magic bands. I think that's what we did first.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah, I think you are right. We went to the shop right underneath the Epcot ball. And I got Iron Man, Sarah got Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And so we did Test Track, and I think we did Ratatouille. And then the Frozen ride, which I don't think I got any video of Frozen.
I thought Frozen was cool. Like the animatronics was cool of it. Lucas was kind of like, I don't know if I do that one again. But
it was they were all good until the last Anna and Elsa, where like it looked like they just had a face pasted on them, and I was like, that's kind of creepy looking.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like even like Olaf, like my gosh, like just the way that like the mouth is moving and the eyes move, and it's wild. And then the Sven,
was creepy.
The Sven was
my favorite.
Super realistic. Yeah,
just so cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
So I think I have. Yeah, it's street performers. I think that was the other big thing is like the drummers that were just on, and then the belly dancer right there.
At every country that they had.
Yeah, there was somebody pretty much everywhere. There's the Skyliner. But
Yeah. It's a little bit delayed on my end, but that's okay. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
say
is
it
it?
and then
A
yeah.
little behind.
Yeah, but that's
And then the
okay.
monorail. We didn't do the monorail.
Next time we go, we'll have to do it.
Yeah. I did get some Nemo.
I love the deep blue world.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we get into some Guardians, which I think we did last, right? Because we did Living with the Land, and then we did Nemo, and then we did Guardians.
Yeah. So I think we go back to our hotel room for a little bit, and then we came back in time. This ride is absolutely insane. The best ride at Disney. I feel like Disney is trying to have thrill rides like Universal.
Yeah.
And this is the step towards that. Everybody, I'm on so many Facebook pages of Disney trippers, and everybody was saying this is the best ride in the park, best Disney ride, blah 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 blah. It really is.
Oh my gosh, I don't like roller coasters, and you guys have known this for a long time, and I surprised myself with how much I enjoyed every roller coaster, every actual roller coaster we did, even up to Universal when we did Hagrid's, and that was an intense ride. Like that wasn't just a Disney ride, that was a ride.
Yeah.
And it was super fun.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you for getting on all of them. I was a little bit scared you weren't going to get on like a couple of my favorites because of
to be honest with you, I probably would have done Velocicoaster.
Really?
if you would have pushed me, and you would have been like, yeah, let's just do it.
Right.
But we were having such a bad time, and we'll get to that.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
We will.
This was so cool. This was harmonious.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like never seen anything like it ever. The way they do the water, the way the fireworks come out in like different directions, the water actually is lit, like there's lights behind it. And I think the screen, those aren't actual, they are screens, aren't they? On all three of those?
Well, the parts on the bottom are screens, but then the projections that you see in the sky are all from the water.
Yeah.
That's thrown up. The coolest part for me during this, and like I haven't seen these shows, this wasn't a show when I was a kid. And then like the castle one, which we'll get to. But the coolest part during Harmonious, do you remember when like the whole ring of fireworks shot up towards the middle and then all the buildings turned on, like all the twinkle lights? That was so the timing, and they do this every night.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
Yeah, that every single night.
Every single night. And same with Harmonious too. Like this was Harmonious. Yeah, same with Harmonious. It's insane that they do it. It's like I said, the grand finale of Chapman Lake fireworks every night.
It literally but it's literally the whole thing is probably better.
Right. Yeah. So
what did we talked about blueberry fireworks when we were there, and
I need to go with you guys.
I would say that those are close.
They
just aren't as intense as blueberry fireworks, because at blueberry you are up there in it, like you're like 100 yards away. This you're watching from a distance.
Right.
So there's the difference in actually feeling the heat of the fireworks and watching the fireworks, and feeling the booms instead of just hearing and seeing
watching them. Yeah.
So I think I got a little turned around in the video editing, but there's Soarin', which was an awesome ride. There's the magic bands. Yeah. The way they work. And I didn't really understand the fingerprint thing.
So I asked that because that wasn't a thing last year. It's in case you lose your magic band that somebody can't steal it. She is. I know, she's so happy.
So that's just in case somebody takes your magic band.
Yeah, so they can't like steal it, which I think that's a little scary that they have your fingerprint. But this is literally so nostalgic, like the castle.
Did you realize I took this much video when we were there?
No,
because I was literally filming like the whole time.
Was it called a gimbal that you had? That was so. Yeah. Oh, that's a cool shot with the castle. It just came up with the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's man. Your phone takes really good video too.
Yeah, yours does too. You got a nice phone.
I know, but that's the spot. If you're going to Disney, on the right and left sides of the castle, if you want photos with less people in it, there's little like Well, I don't even.
It's underneath the parapets on either side of the
Mhm.
castle. You can walk underneath, and there's a little tiny, I don't even know, iron bar fence right there, and you
Mhm.
can stand next to that and get a great shot.
Mhm.
I'll try to post some pictures when we when I post this up on Facebook.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you were like, we have to take pictures here. I've seen it on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, I was like, TikTok has told me we need to go here.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, there's Sarah's favorite ride.
so it's, I know it's a classic. Should I share my little Disney fact that I learned about Small World? That
Yeah, do it.
So the Small World ride has all these dolls in it, and I forget how many dolls are in it, but the humidity makes their hair grow for some reason. So every year they have to go in and cut their hair.
Yeah.
That's a
just creepy.
Disney thing. Yeah. So some of those dolls are really creepy. Did you like Pirates?
Yeah, everything in Magic Kingdom seemed like a show. It wasn't
Yeah.
like it was, the coolest thing in the world, like a crazy roller coaster. Now, if you listen to Alicia's two-stop episode that she
Mhm.
talks about at Disneyland at their Pirates of the Caribbean, they use
Mhm.
actual human skulls as the decorations. And they were told that they couldn't use them anymore, so they said, yeah, we got rid of them. But apparently, if you look at pictures from the 1960s and now,
Uh-huh.
you can tell that it's those old skeleton skulls. So they're like deteriorating, and they never switched them out. Yeah. So they
Oh,
talk
that's
about like
freaky.
ghosts and everything. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. It's
That's
weird. You should listen to
freaky.
that episode. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, will you send it to me?
Yeah, I can do that. Was that Splash Mountain?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Splash Mountain, which they're gonna convert that ride to what? Tiana?
I think
Princess
Tiana's
Tiana's ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get too wet on that, but that little girl that was in front of us was absolutely
Oh,
terrified.
she was freaking out. And that whole ride is just creepy as all get
It
out.
is creepy.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we would have I wish I would have paid more attention to when these parades were happening.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we just stumbled upon them, and I know they're posted on the app too.
Yeah.
For when because they do this multiple times a day, but the parade was so cool. Of course, Rapunzel was my favorite with Flynn Rider and
Oh
the
yeah, I get
horse.
the float here in a second, and that float is awesome.
So cool. Yeah.
It seemed like every time we walked through there was an event happening.
Yeah. She waved at me there. That little wave she did. I was
You waved
so
at you?
tickled. Yeah, because I waved and I was like, you know what? I am 26 years old and I am going to wave at her. And I have that video on my phone too. But that float is so cool with those guys swinging on that thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like they did it all themselves. It was just, yeah, it was cool.
I feel like we did all the rides at Magic Kingdom.
I'll list them off here. We did It's a Small World. We did Pirates. We did Peter Pan. We did the Seven Dwarfs. We did Little Mermaid, Splash Mountain. Did we do Space Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the indoor one that you sit by yourself.
Yeah. So we did Space Mountain. And we did Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went back and did the Buzz Lightyear Space Adventure one.
Yeah.
And I thought this mode of transportation was the best one, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot about this one.
Not only the boat ride there, but the boat ride back. That guy was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He was just super fun.
You were so tickled that you made him laugh.
I made him laugh. I don't remember what it was. He called himself a pilot, I think. And I got off and I was like, thanks, pilot. He just started dying laughing. Yeah,
I think this is my favorite dinner.
I agree. I think so too. I think it was better that we had actual like multiple characters walking around. Now, although our waitress at Be Our Guest was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, I loved the actual character dinners. I thought it was going to be cheesy and I was going to hate it, but I super enjoyed all that. So
yeah. So that was Snow White, and I think the Evil Queen was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I think Snow White's new, so I think that's a newer dining reservation, which Sarah found that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it. I know my aunt's been dying to go to that. But yeah, that was super cute. And I love seeing all the little girls dressed up like Snow White. Like that's like something I can't wait to do with my kids one day.
Actually have them dress up fully and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it was like they were all dressed up. Like we went to Be Our Guest and they were dressed like Belle. We went to Snow White, they were dressed like Snow White. I think I saw um I saw a bunch of Cinderellas obviously, but like yeah, they were all just dressed up, and you never think about that, I guess, like kids dressing up going to Disney.
Yeah.
Parades everywhere.
Kids are the only ones that are allowed. So this is another Disney fact. Kids are the only ones that are allowed to dress up like characters. Adults can Disney bound, which means they can wear outfits that look like the characters, but they are not allowed to wear costumes. So like so the princesses and stuff are the only ones that are allowed to wear those certain types of outfits.
Gotcha.
Haunted Mansion was cool.
Haunted Mansion was cool. Once again, it's a show ride. You get on it and you just kind of flow through it. There's not a whole lot of movement. It's all on that magnetic floor. So you're just kind of rotating, twisting, turning. And it really was cool.
That was my favorite part, where you could see all the ghosts down at the table. And we got stopped there because of the ride. Yeah.
It's cool how they just like flash in and out. Like it looks like actual ghosts.
Yeah.
And all it is a projection. It's kind of wild.
It really is wild.
So did we do that after the Wilderness Lodge? Did we go?
I think we did. We took a little rest at Wilderness Lodge with Snow White, and then we went back and started scoping out our seats for fireworks at like 7.
Yeah, pretty close. We sat there for 2 hours before? Yeah. Which totally worth it. Totally worth it. Those fireworks, just the projections on the castle, the way that everything works. You can see in that last video, you could see the actual zip line where Tinkerbell comes out, which I actually have in here too.
You do? Yeah. Good. I didn't get that. But I knew anything that I didn't film, you had.
I have it all, Sydney. You can actually see the zip line.
Oh my gosh, that video is so good, Gunnar.
Yeah. That's handheld with my gimbal too. Hardly
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Literally is so nostalgic. And I think you had said that the castle was your favorite because like you see that as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. That castle is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, every book, every Disney movie, all over the Disney Channel, just like literally everywhere as a kid you looked, that castle was there and you saw it and you knew what it was. Seeing it in person, obviously it was, I wouldn't say it was underwhelming, but I'm like, I've seen this castle before. It was cool to see it in person, but then this, I was like, to me, that right there with all the projections and how they actually like crawl up, like look at that, it crawls up the castle. That's amazing. Like technology wise, that is insanely amazing.
Absolutely amazing. You know, so there's like multiple Disney parks in different countries, and I know like California has a small one, but there's the one in Paris. They don't do fireworks, they do drones.
Oh, and really?
The drones go into different shapes and everything of like Disney characters and stuff, and like
oh my god,
they have a lot. It's insane. You need to look it up. It's insane. And like I just feel like it's so, I don't know how they do it. Like these projections, every place, every country that has a Disney park, they do something different. And like I just don't know how they do it. It leaves me speechless.
It's crazy. Here you go. Here's Tinkerbell.
Oh, she is coming. Where's she at? There she is.
Yep. That was cool. Like you even told me before it happened. I'm like, how do you, like that person is pretty brave.
And she's waving at everybody. Yeah. Like she's making eye contact with people.
Yeah,
she's flying.
Yeah. Yeah. That it's just wild. And there's the lights you were talking about earlier. Everything's literally all lit up.
I literally cried like a baby during that show.
Oh, you and Sarah both. I look over and she's in tears. You're in tears.
It's pretty cool that we got to go during the 50th anniversary too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
that's one of my top 3 rides right there. Tower
Hollywood.
Yes. Now, anybody out there, don't go back and watch the Disney Channel original movie for Tower of Terror.
How was it?
Absolutely horrible. not worth the watch at all. But the ride is super fun. We did it twice. We did it 2
Yeah.
different days, and it was worth it both times. Just super fun. The old hotel style. Now the movie really does follow the way the ride is really well too,
It does.
which is cool. Yeah. So like the story they tell you when you're going in, it follows it really closely. Now
What
I'd like
was? Go
what?
ahead.
I'd like to go back and watch the Twilight Zone episode for
Oh.
it to see that. But
What was your impression like of like this ride?
like when we
when
first
you
walked
started when
in,
you started to drop and you're like, oh
yeah, the first time I'm like,
yeah.
well, I'm surprised I didn't have any moment where I thought I was gonna throw up. But that initial drop, I'm like, oh my gosh. But then after that, it's like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is number 2 favorite ride right here.
Gunnar, you're a man of my own
Rockin',
heart.
rockin' roller coaster. Now,
This ride.
not just because of the rock and roll aspect and the awesome guitar out front
Mhm.
and G-Force Records, and it's all Aerosmith, and it's the studio when you're walking in. Like that was super cool.
Mhm.
The ride was actually super fun. And I think I'm in love with rides that are dark, so you
Yeah.
don't see where you're going, but there's all this cool stuff to watch when you're going around. And I think that's why I like Guardians so much too, because it's something I love and something that was fun. But
This was my first this was my first roller coaster I ever rode.
yeah,
As a kid, and like I went with my dad and we just kept getting on it and on it and on it and just like kept doing
over
laps
and
and
over
laps.
again.
Yeah. This was one that Lucas last year did not want to do with me, but he kindly got on it because it does go upside down and he was so scared.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. It's
Yeah.
loud. It's
Fast.
You have no idea where you're going, like you said.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. There's
So
street signs everywhere, and what was the one that we were afraid our head was gonna get chopped off on?
that was Space Mountain. I did not.
Oh
like
yeah,
that
that's
one.
right. That was. Oh,
Look at little
Hey.
Sarah's space buns.
who's taking that video?
Oh, that's me. That's me. I did some
So-
shots.
Man,
Yeah, you go to town on this one, Gunnar. This is all you.
I wouldn't say I was speechless. But just being able to see everything at Hollywood Studios, because Hollywood Studios, it's so close. Like Epcot and Hollywood Studios are tied for me.
Mm-hmm.
But once you walk into, I cannot think of what the name of this place is right now.
Is it not Cantina?
Well, Oga's was the cantina we went to.
Yeah.
But once you walk into this
I'm
this
Googling it.
world, you walk into this world, it's crazy because you're seeing these things, and you know us as call guys, we love Star Wars. We talk about Star
Mhm.
Wars a lot, all the shows that come out. But seeing the Millennium Falcon, seeing Kylo Ren walk around, you know, seeing all of the stormtroopers walking around, and at one point, one of them gives Lucas a bunch of shit, which is hilarious.
that was that
Um,
was funny. Is it Galaxy's Edge?
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
There you go.
And then
Yeah.
being on a ship, literally going to hyperspace twice. I mean, we did it in the Resistance ride, and we did it in the Millennium Falcon. Like, you literally are in the ship with animatronics that look real, screens with actual actors, you know, talking and acting,
Mhm.
and they're like talking to you like you're part of the Resistance, and it was just wild. Obviously there was a full-size BB-8 in that, which was really cool to actually see a full-size droid actually
Mhm.
moving and reacting with the ride. And then obviously the Millennium Falcon, which was cool to be able to pilot a ship that I've been watching since I was a kid, you know, and
Isn't that cool that it's
to hyperspace.
interactive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah just jumped us to hyperspace. it blows my mind, the technology that goes into stuff like this. Oh, here's where the stormtrooper gives Lucas crap. He points at him, he's like, I think your time is up, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he starts talking about, he calls phones data packs or data pads.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, all these people in their data pads, I wish I had a data pad.
Yeah, they were really good. I will say, so Rise of the Resistance, if you're a Star Wars person,
Oh yeah.
we had to buy those. Those are the most expensive lightning lanes that you'll buy per person.
Mhm.
And until Guardians of the Galaxy, this was the most popular ride. And the week after we left, I saw some posts on Facebook, and the wait time was 290 minutes for standby.
For Guardians or for Rise?
For Rise.
Because there's no standby in Guardians.
Yeah, so when standby for Guardians opens up, it's gonna be nutso too. But this was the top ride.
Yeah, I believe it.
Disney.
The animatronics are just insane. Like literally, Kylo Ren looks real.
Yeah,
like
he does.
It looks like an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this was my favorite part of the whole trip.
Was it?
Building a lightsaber and doing this was super fun. The kid next to me was vlogging. I don't know if you saw
Was he?
that.
Oh no, I didn't.
He's literally got his phone down there, and he's like shooting himself, building his lightsaber.
I love that.
You had mentioned it when we first started doing it, and you're like, isn't it crazy how those guys just like jump in and start going? Like they instantly start like talking, like they just start putting it together, like here's how you do this, blah, blah, blah.
All at the same time.
And I was the only green lightsaber in that whole place.
Were you?
I was the only one. And I had to put this in here, Sid, for all the
this
people
is
that
my
are
filming.
Watching. Yeah. So Lucas and I decided, I think it was on Thursday night.
Yeah.
We decided we wanted to film a lightsaber battle. So we went out to in front of our hotel room and shot a little fight scene, which was super fun. Sydney helped film a little bit of it. This little circling shot that she did pretty well.
My idea.
Yeah, it was good. You're like, I should walk around you. I'm like, do it.
Unfortunately, there was only one family that walked by during this, and so I was like, you're gonna miss the light show.
I hope all the Skyliner people were like watching us as they were going by. I think it was still in time for that to go. We got to go behind us, like.
I know, that's Skyliner. That's a cool shot with Lucas walking away too. Lucas just popped in here. We just
hey.
Do you have anything to add with Star Wars stuff? We talked about. Gunnar said his favorite part was making the lightsaber.
Yeah, I agree.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Now the droid, not so much. The droid was fun, and it was cool to play with afterwards. And seeing my brother's face when he got the droid, he was so excited, and I was excited for him. And then he sent me Snapchats later. I think it was the next day, and he was just super excited.
So it sounded like you had a different experience with the droids than we did.
Yeah.
When we did it.
Yeah. Why is that? Just to.
Well, there wasn't like a line waiting to do anything. Like you got up there, and like there's instantly a spot where you could go and create your droid, and then every single piece, and you could even buy extra pieces like outside of it if you wanted. Yeah.
Nope, not for me. I had to wait, and then I had to wait, and then I couldn't find any of the parts I needed. Like I was watching the conveyor go by, and there was nothing. And I'm like, all I want is black and white. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, and I know you said that you had felt rushed, and that girl that's from my school who went there the week after, she said that the droids were really disappointing to her.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of how rushed she was. But the lightsaber, she was like, that was totally cool.
Yeah. That was the night we got soaked at.
That was hysterical.
Yeah.
How many people can say they ran through Disney Springs soaking wet?
Literally.
Soaking wet. In a tropical rainstorm.
It was coming down. Like we get on that bus and we're just all dripping along with everybody else on the bus. Like
it's hysterical.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom. We did. I'm surprised more than anything, Sydney, that we did so many rides every day except for Wednesday, which was the day we went back to Epcot. Like we literally did Animal Kingdom, we did Avatar, Everest, Tough to Be a Bug, Kilimanjaro. We watched the kite show. We did dinosaurs. We did River Rapids, and then we went to dinner at Planet Hollywood, and then we even went back to Disney Springs that night. Like we were all over it, and it was.
What can I say? What did you call me earlier? Disney.
The in-house Disney expert.
Yeah, in-house Disney expert.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish we would have done here, and I thought it was still closed, was the Lion King show. I've heard that's really cool, because they have like people who actually sing like the cultural music and I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
would have been cool. But this was a hot day too. Like
Oh, yeah.
the heat was tolerable most of the time, but this was hot.
I mean, it was like it. I don't know if it was humidity that day or if it was because of the night before with all the rain,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like everybody's like, no, Hollywood Studios is the hottest park. No, I'm thinking Animal Kingdom's the
Mhm.
hottest park at this point because we were,
It was just humid, I think. From
Yeah.
because it's like a rainforest feel.
yeah, it was so freaking hot.
Your face when those parrots, when we walked in, those what were they? Were they parrots
Yeah,
that flew across and landed on somebody's arm or just flew into another tree? We're like, they're just loose in here.
Was that for Everest?
That was like, it was by Everest. You're like,
Yeah.
they're just like loose in here.
Yeah. Hey, I
So,
would have caught one.
yeah, this is Lucas's favorite ride.
I enjoyed dinosaurs. I thought it was
It's not
cool.
my favorite ride, but you have to do it. It's fun.
Yeah. The
not a-
animatronics were absolutely terrible,
Yeah.
but that's because it's so old.
Yeah, but it's not a bad ride for like a 5-minute wait every time.
Yeah, and it's got a cool story. Like
Is
the whole
that the
story of
Land
the ride.
Before Time dinosaur?
I think so. I can't remember what kind of dinosaur it was. Lucas, do you remember?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
It wasn't a
does look like the Land
brachiosaurus.
Before Time ones.
Yeah,
though,
it
but I
wasn't a
don't think that's
brontosaurus.
Disney.
No, I don't think so either. I don't know.
I want your thoughts on Avatar.
I thought Soren was just as cool.
Okay.
Now, the fact that you have literally a banshee breathing between your legs and you're seeing like everything first person is cooler than Soren,
Mhm.
but I thought that they're both so similar. I mean,
Yeah.
they really are. I think just the aspect of its Avatar makes it cool.
Mhm.
But Soren literally flying over the plains and over the ocean and over mountains and seeing all this stuff, that was fun.
Yeah.
Avatar obviously was close, just you felt like you were in the movie actually flying on a banshee. That was cool.
I think Sarah
um,
cried during Avatar.
Probably she loves the movie. She's gonna love the new movie when it comes out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh,
What are your
yeah.
thoughts on like the floating mountains and all that?
Like the rocks and all that?
Yeah.
That's cool. Just the fact that they were able to build that
Mhm.
and actually
Isn't it
make that
insane?
happen. Like obviously there's some sort of way they do it that makes it work, but it's wild how all that works out. But
Mhm. It glows at night too, but they close the park so early that you never get to see it.
yeah, you'd have to go in like late
You probably have to go,
late
like,
in the year.
now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
When it
exactly.
When it starts
Like
to get darker earlier.
September, October, maybe.
I love these giraffes.
I really like the safari.
Yeah. It's cool.
I mean, it was short, but I think it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And there's actually, I think there's a show on Disney Plus where, isn't it the vet of Disney? Like they show these
don't know.
animals that are here, and like they just had an episode come out about was it the baby rhino?
Oh, the
That
one
we
that was
saw?
walking, the one that was like walking up to the
So
side of
cute.
us.
Was it hippo or a rhino?
It was, I think it was a rhino.
It was a rhino.
It
The
was
hippos were.
Yeah.
so cute. But there was one they did like a
Right there.
yeah, he's
Rhino.
so cute.
Yeah.
They did like a scope on one of the elephants there because they're all like rescued or whatever. But the safari is cool.
It was one of the longest waits we had pretty much that whole day.
That was insane. And
it
we
really
had a
was.
lightning lane for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else coming up here after. Yeah, there we got Mickey.
What other park haven't we hit yet? We've hit all of them.
That's all of them. We've hit all of them.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom was the last one that we went to.
So how many days did we do it? We did one at Animal Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 at everything else.
2 at Epcot, 2 at Hollywood, 2 at Disney Springs.
There's Gunner's favorite park.
I think you need to talk about
Dude.
Disney Springs, Gunner, because I think you were a little obsessed with it.
I want to stay there. I think
Yeah.
if they have a hotel somewhere on that property, that's my favorite part of Disney Springs right there, Lucas. Isn't that crazy? If they had a hotel there, I would stay on Disney Springs property because of this, because of the nightlife, the bars, the bands, the eateries, all of that stuff. Yeah, I got that in there because you guys are dancing. But
love
Sydney, you and I sat here and watched this band for like an hour while they were in line for cookies.
Hey,
Right.
I love that cookie though.
Look
that
at
cookie
the
was good.
look at the fireworks behind. It was
Yeah.
so sweet.
It was.
It was cool.
The cookies weren't worth it.
I don't think I would do it again for that line, but it was a cool experience for a
Yeah.
one-time
you
thing.
can say you did it.
Exactly. Then you got drinking around the world day.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was a good time.
Started in Canada. Eh?
Now, I was thinking about this place because we walked through this apple orchard with the screens in the big circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to that place with the show that was showing China,
yeah.
and it's like an identical room. And I didn't even think about it when we were in there. I didn't even think about that orchard and that being the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if they do videos and stuff in the orchard on those screens too.
Oh, I wonder if
They
they
do like a show, which we
Yeah.
didn't get to see. But
That's what I love
know.
about Epcot is like when you're hot or if you've been drinking a lot, you can always find some kind of show to jump into. Like we did that Beauty and the Beast sing along.
yeah, somehow we managed to pop in at the exact right time twice.
Yeah.
This is where that sing along was.
It was fun.
That was cool.
I FaceTimed my niece
Yeah.
during that.
Yeah. She sick and she's just like laying there watching the whole
Yeah,
thing.
it was really cute with her thumb in her mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite drink, Gunnar? What was your favorite drink?
Oh, I don't have my card over here right now.
Troll creme. Troll creme.
Troll creme was good. Yeah. I had one beer. I think I had two. But both beers I had weren't that great. No, I had three. I had one in Germany, one in Canada, and was it Ireland? Or it was supposed to. We went to an Irish pub, but it wasn't supposed to be Ireland or something. I don't remember. But I had three beers. UK, yeah, but it was an Irish pub. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So, I don't think I had a great beer at any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's that other circle room. And I get
China.
that really cool shot where the buildings follow my phone as I pan.
You know, you're so right. It does look exactly like that.
It's like
Appleseed
identical.
Place.
Yeah.
In Canada.
Yeah.
I think my favorite drink was Mexico, the margarita.
The margarita was good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But I think the troll creme was pretty darn good. And I don't even remember what it was. Was it like some weird fruit or something?
Some kind of frozen cocktail thing.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's where Anna and Elsa are. That's where I
Oh yeah.
Norway.
Yeah, we went to Arendelle.
Yeah. And then you drank some of my drinks that I got they were just poor decisions on my end. But
Yeah, what was the one?
that limoncello
Yeah.
was so bad.
Well, it was a shot. It was pretty much a shot. And you're like,
Which
it's a sipper. Like, that is not a sipper. If you want to die, you can sip on it. Yeah. I finished it.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we did this day where we drink around the world on Wednesday and we still had like 3 more days left.
Yeah. Now this might have been my favorite meal. Well, food wise, maybe not, but venue wise and actual restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience.
Because I think the food at Hollywood or at Planet Hollywood was amazing. But I also think that the experience was cool. But I think this experience was cooler. I don't even know how to explain it.
This experience is cool. This is something that just opens called Space 220. And you like take a ship up to dinner.
A big elevator.
Yeah. You take up a spaceship.
My ears are falling.
Oh no. Yeah, a big elevator
Which
spaceship
I got a video of the whole thing. And it's funny because my dad had said something to Alicia in that Tucson episode about seeing this on TikTok. And they did that episode about a month before we went to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And it released after we came back. So he's like talking about it. I'm like, I did that. Like I shot the same video that most people shoot when they use this
Right.
elevator going up to space, and it's
pretty
just
cool.
It's kind of just crazy to watch because you just keep getting further and further, and then you start seeing the outline of Florida, and it just blows your mind.
Track.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. With the ball's right there, the Epcot ball's there.
Yeah.
Where's the Epcot ball? I missed it.
It's like right in the center of the screen right now.
It's so cool.
Yeah. It blew my mind that they're able to do something like this, and make it feel real more than anything. I mean, obviously you don't feel like you're going, what they say, 10,000 miles an hour or something like that.
Right. But like all the details of it, like when you got up to the space station, they had to do the air release lock or whatever.
Yep.
Like that.
The cabbage spinning.
Yeah.
Or
like
lettuce, whatever it was.
Yeah. I think there's video of that on here too.
I mean, it's pretty neat all that they do, but this place was cool.
Yeah.
Imagine as a kid who like loves space. Like,
yeah. For sure.
Honestly, though, I think that was my favorite meal.
Oh man.
What was Sarah's?
I don't know.
I think mine was Snow White. Just the experience. If we're talking experience wise, I think Snow White.
Yeah. Experience wise, I think. Oh man, this or Planet Hollywood.
I knew you would love Planet Hollywood. Cool.
Yeah. And then food, Planet Hollywood or Be Our Guest, because our food at Be Our Guest was amazing.
It was good. So what did our waitress say at Space 220 about? Was it your carrot cake and Ariana Grande's brother?
Yeah. Had come in and said it like they made it for his wedding.
Yeah. Like he liked it so much that they made it for his wedding.
Yeah, that is wild. So let's skip through. Let's get past Epcot. Let's go to
Toy Story.
All right, I'll let you guys get back to it.
Okay.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanks for stopping, Lucas. He's gone.
Yeah, he said thanks for stopping.
Yep.
Setting in his Disney depression.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think of Toy Story? Isn't it cool that you feel like a toy?
Yeah, I like all the oversized real life things like the glue bottle and the old time I don't even know what they're called. The things that you like look at a picture and you hit the knob.
I don't know what those are called.
That anymore. Thing right there. And then obviously the Etch-a-Sketch and the pencils and then all that too. It was just
Mr.
really fun
Potato
to see.
Head.
Yeah. And then we did, what was the Mickey ride called?
So that one is so fun. It's called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And it's supposed to be like an old cartoon. And that one was new when Lucas and I went last year, and we both loved it because it's just cute.
Yeah.
But I liked that one a lot. That's one of my favorite rides. Like if you're talking about like a show, that's one of my favorites. I think it's cute.
I think the coolest part was right at the start where you're watching them on the screen.
Yeah.
And then they crash the train and the screen breaks open and you literally walk through it. That to me, because there's smoke obviously, so you don't see the movie magic that's going on. You just see that there's a hole there now. And then you walk in and get on the train. And old Goofy takes you around to do all your stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing.
Well, that day.
No,
go ahead.
No, you're right. We went to Toy Story, and then we did Tower of Terror, and then we did Rockin'. And then we did dinner at the 50s prime time.
Yeah, that place was okay.
Yeah.
For the prices we were paying for all the other meals, I was happy to see that it was a more reasonably priced dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd do it again, but it was cute. Our waitress was really nice.
She was super sweet. Yeah.
It was just one of those that like they still had availability during booking. And I was like, you know what? We might be hungry on that day. We didn't have a dinner planned. So we did that. But that was the day that Sarah and I were so tired and so hot, and you went over to Star Wars, and Sarah and I went and got food. We said we were gonna get a snack. We got
and you literally got. You guys both got like 2 tacos, rice, beans, and
right.
I'm like, I'm literally looking at the snap, and I go, they said they were getting a snack. They got a whole meal.
We were so hungry, and like the Disney app, it also has is the mobile food ordering. So that is so nice. So you literally pick a place that's closest to you, order the meal, pay through your phone, and then you hit, I'm here, I'm ready for pickup. And it will tell you what place to go pick it up at, like what number, like pick up 3, you go in, pick it up, and then your food's ready. Like you never wait for food unless you're at like a sit down dinner, which is nice. But Sarah and I like put that food in. 2 minutes later, we were walking around eating steak fries and tacos.
Now, I do want to hit on one we missed at Toy Story World, and that was Woody's lunchbox.
Oh yeah,
and the Pop-Tarts. Everybody hypes up those Pop-Tarts. Like I've even seen videos since we had them. Everybody's like, "These are so good at Disney."
I didn't love it.
They weren't that great.
No,
they were super sweet. They didn't taste like a Pop-Tart. They taste more like a puff pastry with filling. But those freaking tater tots were so good. The breakfast one Sarah got, oh my gosh, that was good.
So good. I got like the Mexican one.
Yeah,
and that's something that like we should try to recreate. We should try to recreate some of the things that we love, like the next time we like do a date night or something. But the one thing, like everybody asks before you go, like, what's your Disney snack? Because like there's Disney food blog on YouTube and all this stuff. And my favorite one is in Magic Kingdom, and it's the Aloha aisle, that pineapple Dole Whip.
Yeah,
ice
that
cream
was
drink.
so good.
Nothing tops that for me. Like some people are like, oh, it's a Mickey waffle or whatever. Like, yeah, those are fun. That Dole Whip thing, I have to get it every time I go. I love it.
Yeah.
So, but those tater tots at Woody's lunchbox, so good.
Yeah.
I think we were also really hungry.
That's true. We were. Now the one that I love, the blue milk. The blue milk was great with rum.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's super good. It's got, I mean, it's that weird texture. It's kind of like a milkshake kind of thing. But it was really good.
Yeah.
The Dole Whip was really good. The tater tots were good. We didn't really snack a whole lot. We didn't really like stop for lunch a whole lot. We would get something small when we got back and then go to dinner or something. But
we get breakfast usually every morning at the resort.
Yeah, which the breakfast was awesome. The breakfast at the main hub at the Caribbean Resort. If you're staying there, go get breakfast. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, the potatoes. Yeah, get the bowl. Get that freaking bowl. And there's a trick. And I'm sorry if I ruin it by telling everybody in the world. You know, our 10 to 20 listeners, 10 to 20 listeners that hear this that are going to Disney soon. When you go and you make your mobile order online for breakfast, get the bowl. It comes with there's a Mickey waffle, eggs, and then your 2 sides of choice, which could be bacon, potatoes, sausage, mixed fruit. So skip the potatoes. Don't put the potatoes in your order. Get 2 sides of bacon, get a side of bacon and sausage, get mixed fruit and bacon. And I guarantee you will still get potatoes and you'll get 2 sides on top of that. It worked for Sarah every time. It did not work for Sydney.
No, I was so mad. I was so upset. But I like before we went, I was like telling Gunnar about the breakfast, and I was like, the Mickey waffles and the potatoes and everything. And I think the first day you got like this bagel thing, and he like finished that, and then like I look over and he's like scooping potatoes out of Sarah's bowl, and he's like, man, these are good. And I'm like, I told you those potatoes are so good.
The thing I know about Sarah is that she'll never finish her plate.
Right.
So I always have extra food. So I could order the smallest thing on the menu. I know I'm getting food off her plate. So
right. That's nice.
Sydney, are you ready to talk about the most disappointing day at Disney? That wasn't even at Disney.
Yeah, but then there was a magical end, so I guess I'm ready.
There was
Disney magic.
Disney magic. Let me tell you, as a movie buff, Marvel lover, I used to love The Simpsons, used to watch The Simpsons all the time growing up.
Mhm.
Transformers was huge for me. Back to the Future is one of my favorite, movies of all time. And, I've always heard Universal is great. Love Harry Potter. Like, right. I always heard it was the place to be.
Mhm.
Totally disappointed. I'm
I
not going to say I
know.
totally hated it, but you go to Disney first and everybody smiles, everybody's happy, everybody's there to help you. You need help,
Yeah.
you ask somebody, they help you. Universal's a theme park. It really
Yeah,
is.
it
Those
is.
people are there and they're not playing a role. They're not
Mhm.
there to be at the happiest place on earth. So they're probably not told, hey, you have to have a smile on your face 24/7 and you have to be okay with it.
Mhm.
You can't just get mad at somebody. I think that was what disappointed me most about Universal is you go to this place and nobody's there to be happy doing their job,
Mhm.
and nobody's there to help you when you need some help. On the flip side, there were really cool props and really cool rides and really cool things going on. And I was there for it. Like all this Marvel stuff. You got Kingpin, you got the Silver Surfer, you got the Hobgoblin, Spider-Man, Wolverine, like posters and all this stuff hanging. Like it was just cool to see.
Mhm.
But everything else was just disappointing.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. I went as a kid when I was 16 with my dad, and we bought the fast passes for all the rides and we walked on to most of the rides. But unlike Disney, you don't need to buy the Lightning Lane. You don't need to buy the Genie Plus to get on those rides. Like you don't need to do that. I wanted to do that for Gunnar and Sarah because we went with the intention of we're doing all the rides for Disney and we don't want to risk missing something because of the heat or whatnot.
Yeah.
For Universal, we kind of all had the idea of we'll wait in some long lines to do the top rides that we want to do there, and then walk around and see the rest of the park.
Yeah.
I would not do Universal without a fast pass.
Nope.
And the tickets were for Lucas and I know it was over $400, and then the fast pass per person was what, 90?
Yeah, it was
So you have
something crazy.
$600 in a day that you're there. And then like as soon as it thundered, the rides shut down, and rides were shutting down left and right. Like we had that horrible experience on the Forbidden Journey ride.
Mhm.
And I even went up to a worker there and was like, hey, like we waited an hour and a half for a 60-minute wait, which was what was posted. Is there any, and the ride shut down. Is there any way we can just get a fast pass for just this ride for later this afternoon? We're only here for today. And it was like, he couldn't even care less. Like I wasn't like, it
He's
was
like,
just,
nope. He's like, no, but it didn't actually shut down.
Right.
They told you could stay.
Yeah.
And they did, which is, I understand that. I completely
understand.
But I was just disappointed. And
I know.
You guys, I almost had like forced you guys and like, yeah, we'll do Universal one day. It'll be so fun. And then just to be literally, utterly just disappointed.
Lucas is really excited for it too. I had been, so I knew it was there, and I knew Lucas wasn't going to do the rides.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we got him on Hagrid's. I think we only got him on Hagrid's because it didn't go upside down.
Yeah. Although it felt like it at some points.
It
literally you were like completely sideways on that thing.
Yeah, that was a really, so that is a thrill coaster. Like, but I wanted you guys to see Harry Potter World. When I went, Diagon Alley wasn't a thing. It was just the Harry Potter castle. Neither was Hogwarts Express. So you could talk a little bit about that, because I think you guys really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was weird because we walked up and I had assumed that the line that we were getting in was to go in to actually look at all the wands and buy wands. Like we got in this line. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go buy wands. We walk in and there's a full show.
Mm-hmm.
Like they literally do the oh gosh, Ollivander's thing that Harry does when he goes in. He hands him wands and makes him try a spell and he breaks something. Or that was cool to see. Like it actually felt like the movie, because that's exactly what happens in the movie. And then Diagon Alley, and the train and seeing, the doors to Dumbledore's office. Like it just amazes me. It
Very
really
real.
does. It really does. It does. It feels like you're there.
Mm-hmm.
The moving pictures was the other thing that just, obviously they're screens, but like you grow up watching the first Harry Potter and all of the moving pictures that talk and all the ghosts that fly
Mhm.
around and all that. It just seems so cool to actually see it in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this and the Marvel stuff is what really excited me for Universal. And I'm glad that they actually landed, because if they
Mhm.
wouldn't have, I would have been just overly disappointed in the whole thing.
Right.
Obviously we got our wands. Lucas and I both got wands. I know he got some
Mhm.
wands for some other people, but I got Lupin's wand, Lupin's one of my favorite characters in all of Harry Potter. And it was cool to be able to get that wand that you've seen somebody hold, and you're like looking at it like it looks just like his.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was the train. I don't even want to talk about the train.
It was
My
cool
God.
once you were on it, but I don't think it was worth it.
No, that was not worth it at all.
Like
10-minute ride to the other park that was a 15-minute walk.
oh my gosh, and we waited for like an hour and 40 minutes, and it
Yeah.
was like a 25-minute posted time.
Yep.
You know what I thought was funny is I was texting Missy and Noah, which is my aunt and cousin, and was
Yeah.
telling them kind of like how disappointed, because they just recently did a trip like 2 years ago where they are big Disney people. And they did one trip to Orlando where they just did Universal because Missy felt like Noah was ready for thrill coasters.
Mhm.
And Noah loved it. But I was telling them about Hagrid's, and they were like, this is a spoiler, so anybody who's going, but they were like, we weren't going to tell you about that drop in the
Yeah.
coaster because
Oh
we
my
were afraid
gosh.
Lucas wouldn't get on it if he knew about it.
It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, me too. I did not expect that.
Not at all.
But that I'm glad we got to do at least one ride that was Harry Potter themed for you
Yeah.
guys. But what you said about it being a amusement park or whatever you said,
Yeah.
it's so true. Like, yeah,
we didn't go into Gru's house, but I would have loved to go into Gru's house.
yeah, that would have been cool.
But Sydney saved the day.
Yeah,
She saved the day. Last minute, she's like, I booked us a dinner at Be Our Guest. We're going back to Magic Kingdom. And it made the trip, it was a great ending to the whole trip, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seeing the castle and going in the castle and seeing Beast and just hanging out. And, our last night, having a couple drinks, eat some good food, and just, it made it totally worth it. The whole trip.
And Be Our Guest is hard to get into. So the fact that there was a reservation for 4 people at 8:30 at night on our last night there, like, to me, that's Disney magic. And what was cool was that night the park closed at 10, and we stayed there till 10.
Mhm.
So we got to walk around
and see the castle again, and
it was like lower crowds and
yep.
Yeah.
Totally worth the whole trip.
Yeah.
Everything we did. And like you said, you get here at the end of it and it was just no crowds. We pretty much were just walking around Magic Kingdom, having a good time by ourselves.
Yeah.
It was just
great video, Gunnar.
Thanks. It actually turned out pretty good. There's a lot of jumping around, obviously, but I mean,
it was a good trip.
It was. It really was. We did way more than I could have ever asked for, going to a park that I'd never been to. And luckily you were there and Sarah was there, and don't know that Lucas really helped book a whole lot of stuff other than the Star Wars stuff for me, which was great.
Yes.
But yeah, every morning Sid had an alarm set 7 a.m. She was up booking something, getting it ready for us. And then she's like, all right, well, I know this time I can do this and this time I can do this. So she was on it the whole time. She knew where we needed to be.
Yeah.
It was like she had a map in her head of everything that needed to be done and where we needed to go. So
it's on that app. I'm telling you, that Disney app. And it was so funny because it would be like 7 a.m. my alarm go off. I'd book the rides, and then Gunnar and Sarah would be like, where are we going today? What'd you get? Lucas would still be snoring.
Yeah.
The only thing that I didn't love about, I was super stressed about, like, before we went, when I was there, I wasn't as stressed. I was stressed about like the Genie Plus and like getting the lightning lanes for all of you guys and like making sure you got on the rides you wanted to do and all of that. The only thing I didn't love and that it's not ideal about Genie Plus is you can't book rides that are close together. So like you are walking from one side of the park to the other.
Yeah.
Which you guys were all good sports about that. But like for someone who may not want to do a lot of, like, you're going to do how many miles? Like 8 to 10 miles a day.
Yeah, we
did.
had like 25 to 26,000 steps a day. We probably
Yeah.
walked 40, 45, 50 total miles.
Yeah,
all week.
like we walked a lot. So like if you're not willing to do that, and it's not feasible to do every ride at the park if you have a child, like it's
No.
that's just not feasible. But
let's see, we had, I think our biggest day was our first day at Magic Kingdom.
probably we were all really excited.
We had the most rides that day, I think, which was like 9.
Yeah,
So
it was so good. Favorite ride? What was yours?
Guardians, 100%, 100% Guardians. Guardians, Rockin', Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
That's my list. My favorite rides. Favorite meal, Be Our Guest. Favorite meal venue, Hollywood or Planet Hollywood.
mm-hmm.
The Mexican place we went to was really good too.
Yeah, and that was a last minute one, which
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me that we got that one because it was at Disney Springs. But
Yeah.
I'm glad we got a couple nights at Disney Springs. So it used to be called like I don't know what they call it. What, like Orlando Town or something? I don't know. But then they changed it to Disney Springs. And last year when Lucas and I were getting ready to go, Missy was like, are you guys going to do an evening at Disney Springs? And I'm like, what's Disney Springs? And I'm so glad that we figured out what Disney Springs was because I love Disney Springs now.
Pretty much a big ass outlet mall.
Yeah. And lots of cool like bands and just street performers and food. And you can walk
Bars.
up to any. I loved the walk up bars. Like,
Yeah.
there.
The
I
Irish
think
pub we
that's
went
cool.
to. Yeah.
Mhm.
The Irish pub we went to was really good.
Yep, and you can just walk around with it, whatever alcohol you want and that sort of thing. I'd totally do it again with you guys too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like that was so fun.
Well,
But we're
a couple of years from now, maybe.
yeah.
We're going to go to Maine next year,
Right. I know our group chat's already changed.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but,
things could change in an instant. You never know.
right.
Well, 6 months before. And let's go later in the year next time. Not like dead
Not
middle of August.
Yeah. I would say the heat was hot. It was tolerable, but I was always sweaty. And I sweat. Like I told you guys before I went, like I was dripping most
Looks
days.
like she was literally sprayed with a hose all
day. Like all day. Like, and it, it's just my genes. I've always been that way. So I knew, but we were prepared. We lived off liquid IV, Propel, lots of water.
Lots of water.
That we had the neck fans. The cooling towels kind of sucked. I don't know if I
wouldn't do them again. I don't think I would do them again.
And I know Lucas was disappointed with where we were at the resort, how far away we were from the hub. But we made it work because when we stayed there last year, we were closer to the main hub where you can refill water and stuff. But
I think a spot right between the main Skyliner and the hub would be perfect, which would be what?
Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's where we were last year, and that was super nice.
Yeah.
But
that's where most of our steps came from.
I know. I just talked to someone the other day who said like they stayed at a different resort and they were the farthest one from the hub of the resort. Yeah. And they were like, every morning it'd be like a 20-minute walk to go get water. And then the kids would put it down. And within 3 minutes, by the time I got back, and I got most of my steps during that. And that's just Disney. You have to go with the intention. You're going to wait in lines and you're going to walk. Like,
for sure. For sure. Well, Sydney, you did a good job.
Thanks.
You-
Thanks for having me.
Honorary call girl, call guy,
Woo!
honorary call guy.
I feel so honored. I feel
Well,
so honored.
I'm sorry that Colton wasn't here for us
I
to
know.
describe Disney to him.
I hope he's feeling okay.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, kind of just out of nowhere. He did call me earlier, and he sounded like not good.
Oh.
Like his voice, he was losing his voice, and then he texted me and said, "Yeah, it was a no-go for tonight," which is okay.
Yeah.
We all have our
Okay.
bad days. Some of us fight through it. Some of us can't fight through it. And if it's that bad, I don't blame him. So,
Well, Colton, if you ever want me to plan a Disney trip for you and Bree and William, I'd be happy to do it. Kids under 3 are free at Disney. So you let me know. And I'll
now
plan
is
it
the
for
time
you.
to go. Yeah, now is the
Yep.
time to go.
They can eat off your plate and their tickets are free.
How, let's see, even at 4, technically you could probably pass as 3.
I know people who have done that.
Oh, yeah, it does not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sydney, I'm glad we got to watch the video together.
I did. I am
I will
too.
find a way to send it to you. It is
Okay.
humongous. It's like 10 gigs, and I can't get it off my phone. So
I would love to, like, I know my family would love to see it because whenever we had a picture together, you always had that gimbal and they're like, what's Gunner putting together?
yeah,
So
I might be able to, next time I see you, I'll try to airdrop it to you. That
Oh,
be
that's
the
a
way
good
to do
idea.
it. Might be
Yeah.
the way to do it. So
okay.
we'll do that.
Sounds
All
like
right.
a plan.
I'm gonna do some plugs and then we can call it a night.
Sounds good.
Everybody, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. Sydney, I want to thank you for coming on the Call Guys podcast. It's super
Thank
fun
you.
to have you on here. And I know you've been listening for 23 episodes now.
Mhm.
And yeah, you'll,
Loyal.
like everybody else, you're going to hate to go back to listen to yourself, but you're going to do it just
Yeah.
to do it, I hope. And I listen to myself every week and I don't get tired of hearing my own voice. So you can get us wherever you get your podcast, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Podbean, Stitcher, anywhere you go to get your podcasts. You can also get us on Facebook. Go and comment anything you want us to talk about here on The Call Guys, facebook.com/thecallguyspod. And then if you do have any recommendations for the question of the pod, an episode idea for later on, or you just want to tell us your top 5s, top 3s, top 10s for anything, movies, TV shows, Disney rides, you can do that. Just send us an email to thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. And while you're at it, go check out our merch store. It is thecallguyspodcaststore.com. Go there, check out shirts, leggings, tank tops, whatever else is on there. I haven't looked on there in a while. I don't even know if anybody's bought anything in the last
I need to
month.
buy stuff.
Yeah, Sydney, get a shirt. Get a shirt.
Mhm,
I
will.
am sporting my New Asgard tour shirt from Disney.
I love that.
I love this shirt too. It's really cool.
Love that.
Thank you, Thor. Thank you, Thor, for a cool shirt. And then while you are listening to the Call Guys podcast, you finish an episode and you need something else to listen to, feel free to go check out all of the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment umbrella, whether that be the Golden Image Podcast, facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast, the Murdnerds, facebook.com/Murdnerds, TUSOP, the United States of Paranormal, that's facebook.com/United States of Paranormal, and the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast, facebook.com/IN Chiefs Fans Pod. You can check all those out there on all of your favorite streaming sites. Everything. The only 2 that are on YouTube are the Call Guys and the Indiana Chiefs Fans. So if you ever want to watch a podcast, go check them out. Sydney, do you have anything you want to add to the Call Guys?
No,
Outro.
I just thank you for letting me come on. And honestly, like, you're so talented at all this, the way you put everything together. You really do have a gift with
Thank you.
with the podcast stuff, and just like the videography, like the one little Star Wars film that you put together. Like, you truly do have a gift, and like I enjoy listening to you and Colton, and this is fun. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on once again. We have fun doing this, and like I said, I'm sorry he couldn't be here tonight, but it's okay.
That's okay.
That's what a teammate is for. I'm here.
Is this your first solo?
It is, yeah. It is my first solo in any of the podcasts. So
you did well.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad.
No,
I'll go back and listen and be like, we could have talked more here. We could have done more there. But we did really good together.
Yeah,
Sydney is the new call guy. Colton, you're out of here.
You're out, Colton. I'm in.
All right. Well, everybody, I want to thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.